This could be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose. But when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your praise. But is it even there to find?
In a village nestled gently between the hush of pine-covered mountains and the gentle song of a winding stream, two voices held power, not through force or decree, but through repetition and resonance. The first belonged to a pastor, a man of commanding presence and practiced eloquence. From the pulpit, he preached with passion, his words shaped like arrows aimed at sin. But sometimes his arrows flew without clear targets, his warnings cloaked in suggestion. He spoke not only to convict hearts, but at times to control them. His sermons named no names, but his tone pointed fingers. People nodded, whispered, and judged in silence, often with no proof, only insinuation. The second voice was not heard from a platform, but passed from ear to ear. It belonged to a woman whose words rode the wind. She did not shout, nor write, nor accuse directly. Her power lay in the curve of her eyebrow, the lean of her shoulder, and the sharpened edge of her whisper. With a word here, a suggestion there, she scattered seeds of doubt and watched them take root. For a time, their voices flowed in separate streams. But one day, they converged. A lie, born from the woman's careless whisper, found its way into the pastor's ear. Without seeking truth, without weighing its consequence, he built a sermon around it. From the pulpit, his voice echoed through the village, righteous and resolute. Though he never said the merchant's name, all knew to whom he referred. The merchant was kind, steady, known for fair dealings and an honest heart. But the wind of rumor is stronger than truth. His customers vanished. Friends withdrew. Children were pulled away from his own. Shame grew like a shadow that would not lift. One morning the merchant was gone, his home empty, his name a wound that would not close. Seasons passed. Eventually the truth emerged. The merchant had done no wrong. The claim was false, born from envy, carried by pride, and amplified by power. The woman, once bold, wept bitterly. The pastor, once unshakable, sat in silence during prayer, unable to lift his head. Guilt rested on both like a weight too heavy to bear. Together they journeyed to the sage. They found him sitting beside an ancient tree, where wind moved through the branches like breath made visible. He listened to their confession without interruption. His eyes, old as stone and soft as rain, revealed neither judgment nor pity. When they finished, the sage stood and returned with 2 sacks, each filled with white feathers. "Take these," he said. "Place 1 feather on the doorstep of every house where your words have traveled." They took the sacks and left. It took them days. They walked the hills, knocked on doors, left feathers fluttering in the breeze. With blistered feet and heavy hearts, they returned. "We have done as you asked," said the pastor. "Good," said the sage. "Now gather them." They stared in confusion. The wind has taken them. The sage nodded slowly. "So it is with your words. Once released, they are no longer yours to call back. They dance through windows, slip beneath doors, and settle into minds. Even when the truth is revealed, the damage is not undone. A word can destroy faster than a blade, and its echoes outlive its speaker." The woman wiped her eyes. Then what is left to do? The sage poured water into 2 cups and handed them each one. Speak only to heal. Let your words nourish like water in a dry season. Teach only what lifts, and whisper nothing you are not willing to answer for. He turned to the pastor. Even the righteous become thieves of peace when their tongues are ungoverned. Wisdom is not in the silence of fear, but in the silence that comes from understanding. From that day, the woman and the pastor became quiet students of their own speech. The woman no longer whispered. The pastor no longer roared. Together they began to listen more than they spoke. Slowly the village healed, but the wind still remembered, as did the sage. Now, traveler, I ask you, when your words leave your lips, do they build what you cannot see or break what you cannot
Lately
repair?
I was feeling like I need a purpose. But when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your